Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, before we get into the show, first off, man, if you haven't done this already, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video will come out because I'm here each and every single week. So make sure you hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And then next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. You click on that bell. And when you click on that bell, you'll be the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded. And one last thing, don't forget to be awesome. So yeah, don't forget to be awesome. And yeah, man, sit back, chillax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink because you're watching the Ryan Awesome Show. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now today, on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about NXT for July 27th, 2021. So yeah, man, tonight's show, it was a really good show, fun show, entertaining show. It was a lot better than last week's show. I'll tell you that much, man. Like for last week's show, it felt like nothing happened on last week's show besides the Karrion Kross and Samoa Joe situation. And this week they followed up on that, which I love, man. You know, Samoa Joe is coming back in the ring, so it's gonna be Joe versus Kross at Takeover 36. So yeah, that is great news, man. Joe is finally back in the ring, so I love that stuff. You know, the Cameron Grimes and the LA Knight stuff was freaking hilarious, man. I loved it. And, you know, tonight's show, it just turned out to be good, man. Turned out to be good. It felt like more happened on the show. We had a lot of moving parts on this show too with the different storylines and all that stuff. And so yeah, man. So yeah, that was NXT. So yeah, tonight we was live from we were live on Sci-Fi instead of USA because the USA network, they have the Olympics going on. So we were on Sci-Fi tonight. And so also it's going to be on next week's show. So next week's show will be on Sci-Fi too. So yeah, man, that was NXT. And yeah, man, if you haven't done this already, man, hit the thumbs up, man. Hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And then right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded because I'm here every single week, man. So yeah. So first off, man, we started off the show with a tag team match, and it was Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher, Toothless Timothy Thatcher versus Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, and Oney Lorcan. So yeah, man, this is a great tag team match to start off the show, man. Four legit dudes, four tough dudes, man. So yeah, so we had Thatcher and Dunne. They were going back and forth with submission holds. And so Ciampa, he had tagged in, and then Lorcan had tagged in. And so Lorcan and Ciampa, they were going back and forth with chops. We had a knee strike to Lorcan from Ciampa to knock him outside of the ring. And so during this match, we had Tommaso Ciampa. He was mocking Pete Dunne with his taunts and everything. And so, yeah, so Ciampa and Dunne, they were going back and forth. And so Ciampa, he had got caught with a clothesline from Pete Dunne. And so, yeah, so both of these teams, they're fighting outside the ring. We had Ciampa and Thatcher. They threw Dunne and Lorcan into the plexiglass or the barricade. And so, yeah, we had chops to Thatcher while Pete Dunne, he was holding Thatcher in like a submission move. So I thought that was really nice. Great teamwork from these two. And so, yeah, we had a hot tag to Ciampa. He took out Dunne and Lorcan with those series of clotheslines that he hit. And so Ciampa and Thatcher, they were at one point they were slapping each other in the face, firing each other up to take out Lorcan and Dunne. And so Ciampa and Dunne, they were going back and forth for strikes again. And so we had a snap German suplex to Ciampa from Pete Dunne. And so Ciampa, he had locked in the Fujiwara armbar to Dunne. And so Lorcan, he tried to break up the submission move, but Thatcher, he had stopped Lorcan, by dragging him outside the ring, and he just locked in the ankle lock on Lorcan outside the ring. And so out of nowhere, man, you had Ridge Holland, a returning Ridge Holland from the crowd. He took out Thatcher outside the ring, so the referee didn't see it. And so to end the match, we had Pete Dunne. He hit the bitter end to Tommaso Ciampa to win the match. So Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan wins the match, man. And so right after the match, we had Ridge Holland, Pete Dunne, and Oney Lorcan. They took out Ciampa and Thatcher, so it was a 3-on-2 beatdown. And that was it, man. That was it. So Ridge Holland is back. Like Ridge Holland, dude, he's been gone for a long time. Dude, I don't even remember the last time he was there. I think I want to say before War Games last year, somewhere around that time, he was there. I think, or before War Games, he got hurt before the War Games stuff because it was him. It was Pat McAfee. It was Pat McAfee and Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. They were in that War Games match against the Undisputed Era, and Pat McAfee paid. He paid Ridge Holland to take out Adam Cole. That's when the Undisputed Era was still together. And so yeah, but he actually got hurt after that, man. So yeah, so Holland, he been gone for I want to say close to about a year. So it was great seeing him back, man. Great seeing him back, and it looks like we will be having another faction. We will be having another faction. We have a lot of factions right now. Not a lot, but we starting to have some factions in the NXT. We have Imperium, we have Legado del Fantasma, we have the Way. I guess you want to say the Way. We have Diamond Mine. We have Hit Row. We have all these factions, man. And so yeah, man. Great match, man. Great match. Great back and forth with these teams. And just like what I said earlier, man, these are four tough dudes, man, that can go in the ring, man. And so yeah, man. But with Ciampa and Thatcher, man, Ciampa and Thatcher, I didn't expect them to win the match. I knew they weren't gonna win the match because they just got finished fighting MSK for the NXT Tag Team titles, which they should have won, man. Which they should have won. Ciampa and Thatcher should have won those NXT Tag Team titles, man. I still stand by that because you built up Ciampa and Thatcher as this team, this makeup tag team that first hated each other and now they're a tag team and they've been doing well together. And I would have just gave the titles to them, man. I would have just gave it to them because like MSK, man, they've done nothing with the championships, like nothing with the titles. So yeah, man, but yeah, that's what I would have done. So yeah, so we do have another faction. It looks like we have another faction with Ridge Holland, Pete Dunne, and Oney Lorcan. I don't know what they're gonna call themselves. Probably the Kings of NXT, like they originally called themselves when Pat McAfee was there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with them. But yeah, it's great to see Ridge Holland back. And so yeah, so right after that, we had Hit Row. So Hit Row, they were backstage. So that's Isaiah Swerve Scott, who is the NXT North American Champion. Ashante, the Adonis, Top Dolla, and B-Fab. So they were backstage. They spoke. They talk about Legado del Fantasma, and they bragged about taking out Legado del Fantasma last week. And so Hit Row, they talked about Imperium because Imperium had said something about Hit Row last week that they didn't like. And so yeah, they had a match later on that night. And so Hit Row, they threatened to knock out Imperium the next time they spoke about them. And so that was it with that. So it was a tag team match later that night. So it was Hit Row versus Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel of Imperium. And so right after that, we had Samoa Joe. He came out to the ring. He was angry, man. He had an angry look on his face, as always. So yeah, he came out to the ring, angrily came out to the ring, and he pulled out a small table from under the ring. It was funny. Like it wasn't even a regular sized table, it was just a small table. So he pulled the table from under the ring and he put it in the ring. And he had a chair too. So he used the chair, sat the chair down. And so Joe, he grabbed the microphone. He called Kross a coward for not showing up this week after his coward attack from last week, him taking out Mr. Regal. And so Joe, oh yeah, so Kross, so Joe, he also had a contract. He had a contract in his hand too, so he put that contract on that table. And so Joe, he had called Mr. Regal out to the ring to try to, sign a contract. And so Mr. Regal, he came out to no theme music, man, to no theme music. And so Mr. Regal, he was angry. And so Joe, he said that, what Kross did was wrong. What he did last week was wrong. And so Joe, he said, Mr. Regal, I know you're gonna fire him. I know you're gonna fire him, Kross, but there's a different way you can do this. And so Joe, he had like 3 sheets of paper. He had like 3 sheets of paper, and it was like a 3-step process. He wanted Mr. Regal to follow his 3-step process for the contracts. And so Joe, he had like 1 sheet of paper, and it was his resignation paper, saying that he quit as the enforcer for Mr. Regal. So Joe, he quit as the enforcer for Mr. Regal. And so paper number 2 said that Joe will be an active competitor in the ring. So he wanted Mr. Regal to sign that contract, and Mr. Regal, he signed the contract after the crowd started chanting, "Sign it." And so we had a third sheet. It was a contract, and it said Takeover 36 on the contract. And so Joe, he said that he wants a match with Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship at NXT Takeover 36. And so Mr. Regal, he signed the contract. So it's gonna be Joe versus Kross at NXT Takeover 36, and that was it with that, man. And yes, man, I wanted Joe to be back in the ring. We like when Joe was in the company, man. Like we thought that he was never gonna step foot inside the ring. Like we thought that they would never give him another opportunity. Like he was on the main roster, he wasn't. He kept getting injured a lot, and so they put him on commentary. And we was wondering like, man, when is Joe's gonna get back in the ring? And then he got fired, and then they brought him back, and then when he came back, they said he couldn't compete, so he's gonna be this enforcer. And so now he's back. He's back in the ring. So Joe is back, man. Really good news, man. Really good news. And Joe, man, I don't know. I don't know how much he's been training because he's been out. He's been out of the ring for a while, for a very long while, man. I wanna say he's been out of the ring since that early part of 2020. I think early 2020. That was the last time we saw him in the ring before the pandemic even happened. That's the last time we saw Joe in the ring. So it had to be that early 2020 part because I think he was in the Raw Rumble too, if I'm not mistaken. But so Kross versus Joe at NXT Takeover 36 for that championship. Now, who wins it? I'm guessing Joe. I'm guessing Joe wins the championship because Kross, he's been on Monday Night Raw and he lost. He lost. He lost last week. And I was hearing reports saying that he was supposed to lose again last night on Monday Night Raw. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I don't know who I got it from, but I heard rumors saying that Kross was supposed to lose again this week, last night. And so, man, I'm still upset about that, man. I'm still upset about what happened to Kross on the main roster. And so Joe is gonna beat Kross and become the new NXT champion, and they're gonna call up Kross to the main roster. That's what's gonna happen, you know. And so when Joe wins, man, when Joe wins, I could see him in the ring with Adam Cole for the championship with Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, Bronson Reed. You could put a babyface in there, Bronson Reed, anybody, man. I'll put Joe in the ring with anybody. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's it, man. Joe is back in the ring, and I can't wait, man. Cannot wait. And Takeover 36. Where where will Takeover 36 be? That's what I want to know. Where will the event take place? Where will it take place? I hope it's not gonna be at the Capitol Wrestling Center. I hope not, man. They need to go back to what it used to be when they had like a full packed crowd in an arena. They should have their takeovers in the arena instead of having this in the Capitol Wrestling Center. It's like, dude, we had the takeovers. We had the takeovers in the Capitol Wrestling Center since the very beginning, since the pandemic. We need to go somewhere else. We need to go somewhere else. Now that we have fans back, we need to go to a bigger arena. Go back to what y'all used to do. That's all I'm saying. Go back to what y'all used to do. But it looks like they're gonna have the NXT Takeover 36 in the Capitol Wrestling Center. They never said what a venue was, but from what I think somebody mentioned on commentary too that Takeover 36 will be on in the Capitol Wrestling Center, which I don't like. I really don't. But maybe they'll change their minds. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, that was it with that. So yeah, so right after that we had L.A. Knight and Cameron Grimes. They were golfing. So yeah, they were golfing. They were at a golf course. And so yeah, this is the best part of the show, man. The Cameron Grimes and the LA Knight stuff was really hilarious, man. So yeah, so Grimes so Grimes and Knight they were at the golf course. And so Grimes he was watching LA Knight's golf balls. And so Grimes kept saying, "I'm watching your balls, man. I'm watching your balls," and all that stuff. Like, I was like, dude, why does he keep saying, "I'm watching your balls, I'm watching your balls"? Like he was washing his golf balls. He kept saying, "I'm washing your balls. Can I wash your balls? Can I wash your balls?" He kept saying that over and over and over again. And so Knight was telling him to shut up. Like, will you stop saying that? And so Knight he ordered Grimes to be his driver to drive that golf cart around. And I think he ordered him to get some food too, or a sandwich or something like that. And so yeah, and so Grimes so yeah, so first off we had Knight. He grabbed the golf club. He was getting ready to hit the not the baseball really, the golf ball. He was getting ready to hit the golf ball, and so Grimes he bet $1,000 that Knight would hit the golf ball into the trees. And so and right after that, he was trying to concentrate. Knight was trying to concentrate, but Grimes kept distracting him and all that stuff. So he went from $1,000 to $5,000. So now he betted $5,000 that LA Knight would hit the golf ball in the trees. And so Knight, he, he hit the ball in the trees. And so Knight, he had told Cameron Grimes to get the ball, like go get it from the trees. And so that was it with that. So that was part one. And so yeah, so right after that, we had our first round match in the NXT Breakout Tournament, and it was Carmelo Hayes versus Josh Briggs. So yeah, this was good. This is good. We did have one miscommunication in this match, but this was good. And so yeah, we had Briggs used his power against Hayes, and so Hayes he started using his speed against Briggs, and so Hayes was fighting back. We had a pump kick to Briggs. Briggs he tossed Hayes outside of the ring to create some space. We had a springboard leg drop to Josh Briggs, and he kicked out. And so at this point, both of these guys they took time. Like they were trying to plan out their next move, but they were taking a little bit too much time deciding like what they wanted to do in the match. And so yeah, we had a standing splash to Hayes. And so yeah, we had went to commercial break after that. And so Duke Hudson, he was on commentary because the winner of this match would go up against Duke Hudson in the semifinals. And so we had a springboard clothesline to Josh Briggs, and we had a code breaker to Briggs, and he kicked out. It was a nice looking one too. And so we had a corner boot to Briggs, and we had a big boot to Hayes that absolutely leveled this guy, man. And so we had a choke slam. We had a choke slam to Hayes, and he kicked out. So I thought that was it, man. Cause when he hit them with that big boot, I thought that was it. He knocked him out. And we went to for that choke slam. I was like, oh, that's it right there. And so we had a diving leg drop to end the match. We had a diving leg drop to Josh Briggs to win the match. So Carmelo Hayes wins the match and will face Duke Hudson in the semifinals. And so, man, who wins the semifinals with Hayes and Briggs? I mean, not Briggs, Hayes and Hudson. I don't know, man. I don't know. If I had to pick, probably Carmelo Hayes. I don't know. Or maybe Duke Hudson. Maybe Duke Hudson. But yeah, man. Because, Duke Hudson, he was Brendan Vink. He was Brendan Vink in NXT. Before he became Duke Hudson, he was Brendan Vink. And then he was on Monday Night Raw at one point, teaming up with Shane Thorne. And he was, I think MVP. I think MVP had, what's that word? endorsed him. Yeah, he endorsed Brendan Vink on the main roster. He tried to get him to join the Hurt Business or something like that. So yeah, so Duke Hudson, I think they might have some plans for him. They might have some plans for him. So they might have him win this tournament. So he can go up against one of these guys for the championship. And so yeah, so that's what the winner gets. That's what the winner of the breakout tournament will get. A championship match of their choice. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so yeah, so right after that we have McKenzie Mitchell. She was backstage. She interviews Frankie, Monet, and Jessi Kamea with Robert Stone in their corner. And so yeah, McKenzie Mitchell, she had asked him about the future of the Robert Stone brand. And so Monet, she said that she and Kamea will go after the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. And so Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter, they interrupted the promo or the interview. And so Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter, they told him like, hey man, y'all can't just cut in front of the line like that. Y'all not even a real tag team, so y'all can't just cut in front of the line like that. And so Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter, they said that, hey, we're a team, we're a real team, and we're a unit inside of this ring and outside of this ring. How about y'all? No, y'all can't say the same thing about yourselves. And so yeah, so Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter, they said that Monet and Kamea should go in the back of the line. And that's right. They should go in the back of the line. They can't just jump in front of the line and challenge for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. So yeah, so Kayden Carter and Kacy Catanzaro, they're right. They're right. So yeah, so Robert Stone. So the Robert Stone brand, they said that Catanzaro and Carter are knowing, and so that was it with that. And so yeah, so Catanzaro and Carter, they do deserve a championship match. They deserve a championship match. They've been buying after those titles longer than Monet and Jessica May. Jessica May and Monet just came together as a team. And the last time Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter, they were in the ring, I think the last match they were in, they won their match. I forgot who it was. I forgot who it was against, but the last time they were in the ring, they won their last match. So if it's anybody that deserves a tag team title shot, it's them. It's those women. And so yeah, so that was it with that. And so yeah, so right after that we had part two. We had part two of the LA Knight and Cameron Grimes skit. And so yeah, so we had LA Knight, he was golfing, and so yeah, Cameron Grimes, he did the commentating. So he started commentating the golf match. You know how the commentators for golf, they're all quiet, they talk all quietly. So Grimes, he tried to talk all quietly. And so yeah, so Knight, he kept telling Grimes to shut up, like, will you stop this? Like, will you stop? You distracting me. And so yeah, so Knight, he hits the golf ball in the pond. So the ball went in the pond. And so Grimes, he started laughing. So he started laughing. And so Knight, he had told Grimes to go get the ball out of the water. He's like, you can swim, right? He told him, you can swim, right? And so Grimes, he said, yeah, I can swim. And so Knight, he said, how about you go and get it then? And so he told him to go get the ball out of the pond. And so Ted DiBiase, he was driving a golf cart, so he came in. And so he saw Cameron Grimes, so he started speaking to Cameron Grimes. And so DiBiase, he asked Grimes like, hey man, why are you doing this? Why are you working for this jerk, LA Knight? And so Grimes, he said that, I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. I said, if I lose, I'll be his butler. Or, everything that he says, I will do it. I'm a man of my word, and I always, abide in what I say. And so DiBiase, he told Grimes that, you're born a champion. You don't need this, man. You don't need this. You don't need to be working for LA Knight. You're born a champion, and you need to fight for what you believe in. And so he was basically giving Grimes some advice. And so yeah, that was it with that. So we might get a rematch for the title at Takeover, man. That's what I'm guessing. We have Cameron Grimes win the match in the title. So yeah, hopefully in front of a crowd, man. I hope like in front of a crowd, man, like an arena, a bigger arena instead of the Capitol Wrestling Center, man. Like, dude, move somewhere else, man. Go somewhere else for Takeover. You could have the NXT show in the Capitol Wrestling Center, but dude, Don't have Takeover there too, man. We had so many takeovers in the Capitol Wrestling Center. I don't want to see another takeover in the Capitol Wrestling Center. I don't. And that was it with part two of the skit. So we had one more after that. And so yeah, so right after that we had somebody, a camera guy. He interviewed Ridge Holland, who was with Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan. So they were leaving the arena. And so they asked Ridge Holland like, "Hey man, why did you do what you did?" And so Holland said, "It man, it's none of your business. It's none of your business why I did what I did." And so he said that Timothy Thatcher is not the first person that he attacked, and he's not going to be the last person. And so that was it with that. And so yeah, so right after that we had Raquel Gonzalez, who is the NXT Women's Champion, with Dakota Kai. So they both spoke, and so Gonzalez, she said, she started bragging about beating Xia Li last week in that NXT Women's Championship match. And then Gonzalez, she went down the list of every woman that she beat, as the champion. And so Gonzalez, she said that she's ready for all challengers. So all challengers. And so Dakota Kai, she grabbed the microphone and she said that Gonzalez is the most dominant woman in NXT history. And so I was like, nah, I would not go that far. I would not go that far. The most dominant woman in history in NXT? No, that belongs to Asuka. So yeah, so Kai, she said that, she started asking the backstage, like, who's ready? Who's ready for Raquel Gonzalez? Like, she started calling everybody out to the ring, and so nobody came out. And so Kai, she had said that as long as she has Gonzalez's back, she'll always be the champion. And so Gonzalez, her music started playing, so they both celebrated. Gonzalez went to the top rope, and the camera did not point on Dakota Kai, so I was like, yeah, Dakota Kai is about to turn on Gonzalez. And so, yeah, so the camera was away from Kai, and so Gonzalez, she went off of the top rope, and so Kai had gave her a haluva kick. So she gave Gonzalez a haluva kick, and so yeah, everybody was acting like they were shocked and everything. And so Dakota Kai, she grabbed the championship and she held up the NXT Women's Championship. And so yeah, that was it with that. I saw it coming. I knew that was gonna end that way. That was the goal all along. That was the goal all along. Kai would get jealous of Raquel Gonzalez holding the NXT Women's Championship, and just like what she said, just like what Gonzalez said, she went through everybody, but not everybody, because Dakota Kai is the only person that she hasn't gone through. So yeah, so with this, I'll actually give Dakota Kai the championship. I'll actually have Dakota Kai win the championship because, like, man, she's with Dakota Kai, man. It's like she's had opportunity after opportunity after the championship, but she kept losing. She kept losing and losing and losing and losing and losing. Like I was like, man, she needs to win the championship. She needs to win the championship, and she lost every single time. And now, man, now it's the time to do it. It's the time to do it. I don't know how long she's been in NXT. It feel like an eternity. She been in NXT for an eternity, and she haven't even held gold yet, besides the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. But yeah, she never held the NXT Women's Championship yet, and she been in NXT for a long time. NXT for a long time. You have Raquel Gonzalez holding the championship before her, so I'll give it to Dakota Kai. I'll give it to Dakota Kai, man. She deserves it, man. Really do. She really does deserve it. So yeah, man. So yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do if I'm booking it. That's what I would do. I would give Dakota Kai the championship because Raquel Gonzalez, she's she's done stuff. She's done something with the championship, but now her time is up, man. If it's anybody that I'd much rather her drop the title to, is Dakota Kai. Because just like what she said, man, she's went through everybody. But Dakota Kai, she said, you haven't gone through me. She hasn't gone through me. And so yeah, that was it, man. So yeah, so they did make it official. They did make it official. Or Dakota Kai, she did mention something about NXT Takeover 36, so that might be the Takeover 36 match, the NXT Women's Championship match between Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. And so yeah, so right after that we had Adam Cole, baby. He spoke. He was backstage. He was backstage and he talked about Kyle O'Reilly being obsessed with him, obsessed with him by screaming his name, by screaming Cole's name. And so Cole, he started talking about Bronson Reed, and Cole, he had said that he's gonna knock
Bronson Reed off his mountain. Because Cole, he said that he's the king of the mountain. Cole said that he's the king of the mountain and he will knock Reed off of his mountain. And so he said that Reed, there's a reason why you lost the NXT North American Championship because you're not good enough, dude. You're not good enough. And so Cole, he said he's gonna beat Bronson Reed in the main event tonight. And that was it with that. That was it. And so right after that we had Io Shirai, who is one half of the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, and Zoey Stark, who is the other half of the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And so Io, she was backstage, she was training in the ring. And so Zoey Stark, she had showed up. She told Io like, "Hey, you don't need to train by yourself. We're tag team champions. We're tag team champions, so that means we should be training together because we're a team." And so Io, she said that, "Hey, I respect you, but I don't like you." And so Stark said, "Yeah, I know. But I wanna hang out with you. I wanna get to know you better and everything." And so Io, she said, "Fine, fine." And so that was it with that. So so right after that we had a backstage segment. We had Mandy Rose from Monday Night Raw, who's now a part of NXT apparently. So she was talking to Gigi Dolan, the former Priscilla Kelly, who is Darby Allin's ex-wife, and JC Jane. And so they were talking. We don't even know what they were talking about because they were secretly recorded by the camera person. And so Rose saw the camera guy and told the camera guy to get out of here. And so yeah, we still don't know why Mandy Rose is here. Was that the reason why she's here? She's trying to get her own faction or something, or create her own group. Like she never explained. She never explained herself on why she's here. Like she came from Monday Night Raw. She came from Monday Night Raw and showed up on NXT, and we still haven't gotten an explanation on why she's here. Never, none. And so yeah, man. And I don't even think we heard her speak yet. We never even heard her speak yet about why she's here. But yeah, her creating her own group is probably the reason why she's there. But you gotta come up with more than that. You gotta come up with more with that. You gotta give another reason. You gotta dive deeper into it. Like, why are you here? Why exactly are you here? So, but we still haven't gotten that. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so right after that, we had a tag team match from the women, and it was Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter versus Frankie Monet and Jessi Kamea with Robert Stone in their corner. And so yeah, I did not care about this match. This is a waste of time, man. A waste of time. We had a double team move to Kamea from Kacy and Carter. We had a DDT to Carter from Monet, and then the heels took control of Carter. And so Robert Stone, he came out, he had like a purse in his hand, or a mini purse, or a man purse, whatever it was. And so he threw the purse at Monet. He stood on the ring apron, he just threw the purse at Monet. And so he tried to use it as a distraction or something like that. But he ended up hitting Monet with the thing. And so they both started arguing and everything. And so we had to end the match. We had like a assisted 450 splash to Monet from Catanzaro to win the match. So Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter wins the match. So Monet, she suffered her first loss. So this is Monet's first loss. So she got pinned in the match. So yeah, I really don't know why this match needed to happen. I really didn't know. Like Kamea and you just put Kamea and Monet together as a team. You could have easily put them up against somebody else. They said they wanted the NXT Women's Tag Team titles, but you had them lose. You know, it wouldn't make sense for them to win against Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter anyway, because Kayden Carter and Kacy Catanzaro, they are a real team and they have been getting wins, so it wouldn't make any sense for them to beat Carter and Catanzaro. But you could have easily put Frankie Monet and Jessica May against somebody else, another team, and just build them up. Just build them up to those NXT Women's Tag Team titles. But yeah, that was it with that. It was a waste of time. And so yeah, so right after that we had Wade Barrett we have Wade Barrett, or Bad News Barrett, or whatever you want to call him. He was backstage. He interviewed Roderick Strong and Malcolm Bivens of Diamond Mine. So yeah, so Barrett, he had asked Strong about the Undisputed Era explosion and everything. You know, the breakup of the Undisputed Era and everything, and how he quit after the Undisputed Era broke up. And so Strong, he had said that he couldn't deal with the Undisputed Era anymore, so that's why he left. That's why he quit. And so Strong, he had said that right after he quit, Malcolm Bivens was the person that gave him a phone call. And so yes, because Barry, he had asked him about Malcolm Bivens, like, how did you two get together? And so Strong, he had said that Malcolm Bivens had gave him a phone call right after he quit. And Malcolm Bivens, so he said that Malcolm Bivens brought him back to NXT. So Malcolm Bivens did what Mr. Regal couldn't do. And so Barrett, he had mentioned Bobby Fish. And so Bivens, he had said that, the money match is Strong versus Fish. And so Strong, he had said next week he will beat Bobby Fish. And when he beat Bobby Fish, it's over, man. Don't come after me no more. It's over. And so, yeah, that was it with that. So we finally got an explanation on why, like, how they got together. The Diamond Mine started. It started with Roderick Strong and Malcolm Bivens. So we got that part. How about the other guys? Suzuki and Tyler Rust. You could, well, maybe Suzuki. We already know Malcolm Bivens and Tyler Rust were already together. But yeah, we finally did get an explanation on why these two are together. So yeah, so that was it with that. So yeah, Strong, he will be going after the Cruiserweight Championship. That's where I see it going. Because, the first person that he went after was Kushida. And Kushida is the Cruiserweight Champion. And right now, he's not doing anything with the Cruiserweight title. And so, man. So yeah, so he's going to go. Yeah, he's going to go after Kushida. He's going to beat him. He's going to beat him for the title. Like, when is the title match? Probably at that TakeOver show. TakeOver 36. But yeah, man, Roderick Strong, he needs to win the title. He needs to win. He needs to win the NXT Cruiserweight title. And so yeah, man, that was it. And so yeah, so right after that, we had a backstage segment, and it was Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Mr. Regal, or William Regal. They spoke. So yeah, they spoke. They spoke about the NXT UK Championship match that was supposed to be on NXT UK between Walter and Ilya Dragunov. It was supposed to happen on an episode of NXT UK, but Walter, he got hurt. From what I heard, he got hurt like a hand injury or something like that. So they had to postpone the match. So they postponed the match to NXT TakeOver 36. So I was like, yes, man, yes. Ilya Dragunov versus Walter, man. Oh my God, bro. Yes. Now I used to watch NXT UK, but I stopped watching NXT UK because nobody watches it. And plus, I'm watching. That's enough wrestling. That's enough wrestling that I don't even have time to watch NXT UK. But yeah, man. But yeah, I was a fan of Ilya Dragunov when he was there. I mean, when I started watching NXT UK, I was a fan of him. And so yeah, and just like what I said before, man, Takeover, man, needs to be in a bigger arena. It needs to be in a bigger arena. It'll come off better. It'll come off better instead of having these people in the Capitol Wrestling Center. Like the plexiglass and all that stuff and the mask and everything. Like, dude, get rid of it, dude. Get rid of all that stuff. Like, dude, they just started touring. WWE just started touring, and they still in the Capitol Wrestling Center. Get rid of the plexiglass and get rid of all this stuff. But yeah, man, that was it with that. And so yeah, so it's the same week as SummerSlam. It's gonna be in the same week as SummerSlam. So I'm guessing it's in Vegas. Hopefully, man. I don't know. They ain't say anything about Vegas. They'll be the first ones to say something about, you know, the location of NXT Takeover. But it looks like it's gonna be at the Capitol Wrestling Center. But can you imagine do a NXT in Vegas, bro? NXT Takeover Vegas. Can you imagine a NXT Takeover in Vegas, bro? Dude, that is a grab right there. That is the ultimate grab. And they already have a great card right now, man. NXT Takeover Vegas, man, they have a nice ring to it. A really nice ring to it. So yeah, so that was it with that. And so yeah, right after that, we had Dakota Kai. She was about to be interviewed. So we had one person try to interview Dakota Kai, and she was leaving the Capitol Wrestling Center. And so this person asked her, like, why did you do what you did? any comments on why you took out Gonzalez. And so Dakota Kai, she did not even look at this person. She just walked away. She just kept walking away. And so that was it. And so right after that, we had a tag team match, and it was Imperium, Fabian Eichner, and Marcel Bartel versus Hit Row as Ashante the Adonis and Top Dollar with Isaiah Swerve Scott, who is the NXT North American Champion, and B-Fab. And so yeah, we had a drop kick to Bartel from Adonis, picture perfect drop kick. And so Imperium, they had got some offense in this match. We had a jumping knee to Eichner from Dolla. We had a double team move to Eichner from Hit Row. And then Swerve and B-Fab, they distracted Imperium at one point, so that's a heel move. So we had a lot of heel versus heel matches lately in NXT, man. And so yeah, we had a spine buster to Bartel from Adonis, and then Imperium, and they took control of the match. We had a double underhook suplex to Adonis from Bartel. We had a hot tag to Dolla, and he took out Imperium by himself. And so we had a standing elbow drop to Eichner from Dolla. And so Dolla, he started using his athleticism. And so, yeah, for a big guy, he started using his athleticism. And so Wild and Mendoza, they came out and they attacked Swerve from behind, who was outside of the ring. And so, yeah, so Hit Row was distracted by that. And so to end the match, we had Imperium. They hit their finishing move, the European Bomb, to Adonis to win the match. So Imperium wins the match. And so right after the match, we had Legado del Fantasma. They took out Adonis and Dolla. And so Dolla, he started fighting back. So, you know, he's a bigger guy, so he started fighting back. And, you know, the numbers had caught up to Top Dollar. So Legado del Fantasma took out Dolla. And so Swerve, who was outside the ring, who was knocked out, he got back up on his feet. He grabbed a chair. He grabbed a chair and he chased off Legado del Fantasma with the chair. And that was it, man. So yeah, so at first, man, like going into this feud, man, I did not know who is the babyface and who is the heel. Both teams are heels. Like Hit Row, ever since they came into NXT, they were portrayed as heels. And Legado del Fantasma, they are heels too. So at first I was like, man, who is the heel and who is the babyface? Who's gonna be the babyface in this match? Because you can't do a heel versus heel match and not have somebody come out as the babyface, and you can't have a babyface versus a babyface match without somebody coming out as a heel. And so, yeah. So yeah, I didn't know who the heel or the babyface were. And so like I never did know. At points I thought that Hit Row were the heels and Legado del Fantasma were the babyfaces. But it's the other way around. Legado del Fantasma are the heels and Hit Row are the babyfaces. They are the babyfaces because, you know, based off of what happened after the match. And so yeah, man. So yeah, we still will be getting the NXT North American Championship match at Takeover 36. They haven't announced it yet, but that's exactly where it's gonna go. And that should be a great match, man. Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott, yes. And so yeah, man, that was it with that. And so yeah, so right after that, we had the way, the truth, the life. We had the way, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. Without Austin Theory, he was not there. So yeah, they were backstage. They were talking about Austin Theory. They were blaming each other about Austin Theory running away. And so yeah, somebody gave Indy Hartwell like a package. And so Indy, she had opened up the package, and it was a drawing from Dexter Lumis. So they had a picture of the way, you know, minus Austin Theory, because Austin Theory, he's not there. So yeah, we had a picture of the way, and Lumis, he replaced Austin Theory. And so Gargano and LeRae, they told Indy Hartwell that, you know, Dexter Lumis, he'll never be a part of the family. He's not one of us. He will never be a part of the family. And so Indy, she wanted them to give him a chance. Like, hey, give him a chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. And so Indy, she said that she wants a match. She wants to see a match with Johnny Gargano versus Dexter Lumis in the match. And so Indy, she said that if Lumis wins the match, you have to give him a chance. You gotta give him a chance. And so Gargano and LeRae, they said that, hey, we gotta get something out of this too. If we win, if Gargano wins, then you can't talk to Dexter Lumis anymore. You cannot talk to Dexter Lumis anymore. You can't think about him. Don't even talk about him to us. Don't even see him. And so that was it with that. So they both agreed to the stipulation. And so Gargano and LeRae, they sent Indy Hartwell to Mr. Regal's office. Like, go to Mr. Regal and make the match. And so, yeah, Gargano, he had told Indy Hartwell to make sure you knock on the door before you walk in and all that stuff. And that was it. So, yeah, so, well, Austin Theory, man. Oh, man. I really don't want him to see him on the main roster. I really don't. I really don't want to see him in the main roster. He needs to stay in NXT with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell as the way. Like, why would you break him away from the way? The dude is finally getting over. And you gonna break him away from the way? Please do not call this dude up to the main roster. Please do not. Do not. Do not do that. Like, dude, what do you need Austin Theory for? What do you need Austin Theory for on the main roster? That's exactly their problem, dude. They call up way too many people from NXT. They call up way too many people up from NXT. And it's killing NXT. And it's killing NXT. The fact that these people calling up too many people from NXT. But yeah, man, that was it with that. I don't know what's gonna happen with this feud. Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell. They will end up kissing one day. But yeah, that was it, man. And Dexter Lumis, I really don't know what they're doing with Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis, he haven't been contending at the championship in a while. He haven't been contending at the championship. But yeah, that was it. And so yeah, man, that was it with that. And so right after that, we had LA Knight and Cameron Grimes. So this is their third skit. And so yeah, so they were both in the golf course again. And so the Grizzly Young Veterans, they showed up dressed in their golf gear. And so they challenged them to a golfing match. And so whoever is the first person to get their ball in the hole will win $10,000 or something like that, or they'll double up the money that they already betted. And so Knight, he grabbed the golf club and he hit the ball into the pond again. And so Grimes he started, he used the golf club too, so he tried to hit the ball into the hole. And so he went to swing for the he went to go swing for the to hit the ball. And so the golf club had hit LA Knight in the balls. So he hit LA Knight in the balls. And so yeah, he went to go swing for it, so he hit him in the balls. And then he whacked him upside the head with the golf club by accident. I was like, dude, how do you not I was like, dude, how do you not know that you hit somebody with the golf club? And so yeah, so he played it off like he accidentally hit him with the golf club. And so yeah, Grimes, he actually made the shot. He actually made the ball in the hole. He hit the ball in the hole. So Grimes, he started celebrating and everything. And so he turned around and LA Knight, he was squirming in pain on the ground. And so he thought that the Grizzly Young Veterans had attacked him and everything. And so Grimes, or no, yeah, so Grimes said that, why did you guys do that to LA Knight? Why did you guys do that to LA Knight? And so LA Knight thought that the Grizzly Young Veterans took him out. Dude, you didn't feel that? You didn't feel the golf club? Oh my god. Dude, this is funny, man. And so Knight, he chased after GYV. So GYV, they had drove off in their golf cart. So LA Knight, he started throwing a golf club at their golf cart, and so that was it, man. Yeah, this is funny, man. Oh my god, man, this is probably the best stuff on the show. I love the chemistry, man. I love the chemistry between Knight and Grimes, man. They work well together, work really well together. At first, man, I gotta be honest with y'all, man. At first, I did not thought I would like it. I did not thought I would like it. I thought that this Butler role was gonna bring him down, but it actually elevating him. It's elevating him some more, man. You know, it's this is funny, man. This is great stuff, man. It really was. And so yeah, man. So right after that, we had the main event. So yeah, before we get into the main event, let's talk about next week's show. So yeah, so next week is gonna be Johnny Gargano versus Dexter Lumis. So it's the love her or lose her match. Love her or lose her match. So whoever wins the match. So if Johnny Gargano wins the match, then Indy Hartwell cannot see Dexter Lumis again. But if Dexter Lumis wins the match, then Johnny Gargano got to give Dexter Lumis a chance. And so yeah, so right after that, our next match for next week is gonna be Bobby Fish versus Roderick Strong, representing Diamond Mine with Suzuki in his corner, Hideki Suzuki, Malcolm Bivens, and Tyler Russ in his corner. And then we have the first round. We have the final first round of the NXT Breakout Tournament, and it's gonna be Joe Gacy versus Trey Baxter. And finally, we have a tag team match. So it's going to be Top Dolla and Ashante the Adonis of Hit Row versus Legado del Fantasma. That's Raheem Wild and Raul Mendoza. So that's next Sci-Fi. So next week on Sci-Fi. So yeah, man. So right after that, we had the main event. So yeah, the main event. This is a great match, man. Really good match. But this match, it did feel rushed. This match was rushed a little bit. So yeah, we had Cole. He had used his speed against Reed. And so Reed, he started using his power against Cole. So they were going back and forth. And then Cole, he went right after Bronson Reed's leg. And so Cole, he had took control of the match during a commercial break, picture in picture, of course. And then Cole, he went, he continued to go after the leg. And so Cole, as always talked trash about his opponents. That's the one thing I like about Adam Cole. He talked a lot of trash. And so yeah, we had a running senton bomb to Cole, and he kicked out. And then we had an insecurity kick to Bronson Reed. And we had a Death Valley driver to Cole, which was nice, man. He kicked out. And so Cole, he started kicking Reed in his face. And so we had chops to Adam Cole, which were loud chops to Adam Cole. And so we had a Panama Sunrise to Bronson Reed, and he kicked out. And at that point, I was like, dude, why? The Panama Sunrise should be the end of the match. I don't know why he kicked out of the Panama Sunrise. And so yeah, so he went for the Panama Sunrise. He hit it on Reed. Reed kicked out. And we had the last shot. So Cole tried to go for his other finishing move, the last shot. But Reed had caught him with a clothesline. And so we had a powerbomb to Cole. And then Cole, so Reed, he tried to go for the tsunami, his diving splash. And so Cole, he had dodged the tsunami. And so he hit a super kick on Reed. And to end the match, we had Adam Cole. He had his finishing move, the last shot, to Bronson Reed to win the match. So Adam Cole, baby, wins the match, baby. And so yeah, so right after that, we had Adam Cole. He was celebrating on the stage. And so you had Kyle O'Reilly with a chair. He attacked Adam Cole from behind with the chair. And so crowd was booing. The crowd was booing. And Kyle O'Reilly is supposed to be the babyface. He's supposed to be the babyface in this feud, and he got booed. And so O'Reilly, he had gave Cole a brain buster on the steel steps. And so the crowd started booing and all that stuff. I heard a "you suck" chants. And so yeah, that was it. So yeah, it's gonna be Cole versus O'Reilly 3. Cole versus O'Reilly 3. It looks like. And this is the same thing. This is a rematch. It's a rematch. How many more rematches are we gonna get? Like, we had our first match at TakeOver Stand and Deliver. We had our next rematch at the Great American Bash. And now we have this match, possibly at NXT TakeOver 36. So who wins the match? I don't know. I really don't know. Adam Cole won the last match. So I'm guessing Kyle O'Reilly, I guess. I'm guessing Kyle O'Reilly because Adam Cole, he's another person that's going to get called up to the main roster. But yeah, that's the one person I fear for the most, man. You thought Karrion Kross debut was bad, man. Imagine what they're going to do to Adam Cole. Just imagine. But yeah, man. That was it with NXT, man. That was it. Really, really good show, man. Good show. Better than last week's show. I'll tell you that much, man. It was better than last week's show. Last week's show, it ain't had nothing. It felt like nothing happened on last week's show, besides the Karrion Kross and Samoa Joe stuff. Their feud and everything. This show, it was good. It was really good, man. It really was. And so yeah, man. And the Cameron Grimes and LA Knight stuff was really good too, man. I really enjoyed it. Just turned out to be a good show, man. It turned out, more stuff happened on this show than last week's show. That's why it turned out to be a better show this week. So, yeah, man. And, yeah, man, that was NXT for July 27th, 2021 on The Ryan Awesome Show. And if you like this video, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And then right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded, because I'm here each and every single week. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, share this video with each and every single person that you come across on a day-to-day basis. Comment down below, man. Tell me how you felt about this episode of NXT. And yeah, man, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Wednesday for AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen. So yeah, man, this is another theme show for Dynamite. So we have Fight for the Fallen. We had Fighter Fest last week, Fighter Fest night 1 and night 2. So this time we have Fight for the Fallen. So yeah, man. So I will be back tomorrow for Wednesday. Now, yeah, and I will be back on Thursday for Impact Wrestling. And I do have my Pro Wrestling Crate. So I will do the Pro Wrestling Crate possibly on Friday. So I'll do that on Friday. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Dynamite. I'll see you guys on Thursday for Impact Wrestling. And I'll see you on Friday for Pro Wrestling Crate. So yeah, man. And once again, guys, thank you for the support. Thank you for the love and support for the show. Thank you. And yeah, man, if you missed my last week's review of NXT, the video is going to be right up here in this corner. The link to that video will be down below in the description, man. And follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. And yeah, man. And this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to be awesome. And that's that.